Welcome back to our Week 9 football podcast. I'm here with my co-host,
AJ Pasols.
and we have a special guest here today, Mr. Sullivan. He is a teacher here at Cohasset High School. And
Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. How about you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Nice to meet you. For anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Mr. Sullivan. At Cohasset, I'm a biology, chemistry, and anatomy and physiology teacher. I also run the science team, if that's kind of your thing. But that's not what the focus is for today. Today we're focused on fantasy football. They picked the right guy to come to this podcast. I am a man that has 4 fantasy football teams. So I will be talking about my favorite one for today because I get that luxury to choose.
Yeah, all right.
We're very excited to have you on. So, AJ, do you want to start? How did you do in fantasy this week?
So this week, I didn't put up that many points for an 8-man. I had 122, but I got the win, so that's all that matters. I had Bo Nix as my starting quarterback with 19.5 points. Then we had Bijan at 17, which honestly wasn't one of his best weeks. And then I actually started, I messed up a little bit here. I started Stevenson, and I didn't even know he was injured.
Mondre got the injury call right
before. Something with his
Yeah.
foot or shoulder or something?
I'm not sure exactly what the injury was, but I
can't
know
remember.
the news came in pretty close to game time.
Yeah. So I didn't even realize because Sleeper had him in as playing. He was projected. So, that was pretty bad for me. So he had 0 points. George Pickens had 13, also one of his lower weeks. Rashee Rice had 18. Sam Laporta had a great week. He had 21. That was definitely his best week yet. And then Kenneth Walker continues to be a disappointment with 8 points. Jordan Addison only had 8 points. Then I'm not too sure how to pronounce his name, the 49ers kicker, Eddie
Pinheiro.
Eddie Pinheiro, yeah.
He had a good week. He had 12 points. And Jaguars defense with 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you can tell, my team didn't do that good, but Joey Pinozzo's team did pretty bad too. So
That's what really matters,
That's
right?
what
As
really
long as
matters.
Joey's team does worse than your team,
Yeah,
I mean,
they weren't
then
good.
it's a good day, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Ms. Sullivan, how did you do in fantasy this week?
So my team's currently 8-1 in fantasy. I was able to eke out a very low-scoring win, similar to AJ. Actually, an even worse point total. Although I do play in a 10-man league, which I think might increase that a little bit. I was able to win 110.72 to 110.3, so I won by less than 1 point this past week over my cousin. Shout out to you, Jack. I took him down. I'll run you through my players really quick. So I had Josh Allen was able to get 28 points. Jonathan Taylor, probably his worst week of the entire season so far, only getting 7.7, which I mean is still not terrible, I guess, from a down week. I have Kyron Williams, who's fresh off his bye, getting 17.4 points from this past week. Amon-Ra St. Brown got 18.7 in this most recent match. George Pickens, like AJ said, got around 13. He was 13.9 in my league with the point system we play with. I have Tyler Warren at my tight end getting 7.6. I was kind of in between my flex position for this week. I made the wrong call. I started DK Metcalf, who got 2.6, when I probably should have picked either Zay Flowers or Jordan Addison. While neither of them did much better, it was better than the 2.6. I had the Seahawks defense put up a respectable 11 points. I think it probably helps that Jaden Daniels broke his arm into multiple pieces in that game. And then I had Prater with 3 points as my kicker, which is kind of a letdown from the Bills offense. But overall, it was enough to get the win. In this league, I'm leading the league, and I also have accumulated over 1,300 points through these opening weeks. So
you've been dominating.
Kind of a steamroller.
I was listening to that team, and I was like, how did they let you get all these players?
They let you get Amon-Ra, Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
Who's your quarterback?
My quarterback's Josh Allen. So, let's put it this way. I've been very critical of my family members over the past decade that we've had this league. They were the type of people to get my aunt to be like taking Tom Brady number 1 overall. And it's like kind of that situation.
Okay.
So I've almost instilled a fear into my family members
I like
that they can't take a quarterback too early or else I'm going to make fun of them. Played right into my hands because no one had drafted Josh Allen by the 4th round, and I was like, you know what? I never do this, but let me take a good quarterback for once. I'm usually more of the hero running back, hero wide receiver. Do your best you can with a quarterback, but this time, I mean, how do you pass up Josh Allen in the 4th round? You just don't, right?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, you don't. So my fantasy team, Drake May, he had 16.38 points. He had a little bit of a down week for for his potential. But I actually just obviously required him in a trade that is now looking back to be amazing because Matthew Stafford went undrafted in my draft. I picked him up. I picked Tucker Kraft as well. I traded both of them for Drake May, and Tucker Kraft just tore his ACL. So I traded an undrafted player for like a 3rd-round pick and like a potential. He's like the number 3 ranked quarterback right now. That's looking pretty good.
We love when that works out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I started Chase Brown this week. He's been having a down year, but I started him because he had a great week last week, and he had 19.2 points. Thanks to Joe Flacco's great 470 yards, 4-touchdown game. I mean, it sucks that the Bengals lost because their defense literally just can't. They just suck so much. Christian McCaffrey, I just want to thank him personally for his 34.3 points because he just helps me so much every single week. I'm so glad.
He's a monster.
Yeah, he felled me at 8, and I got Puka Nacua at 9. So it was great back-to-back
That
picks.
worked out real nice.
Yeah. Ladd McConkey 9.6. He's having a down year, but I didn't really have any other choice because I had Puka Nacua as my other wide receiver. He just came fresh off a bye week. He had 22.8 points. You know, good for him. Sam Laporta, like you said, he definitely had his best week. He had 21.7 points. He had that like 47-yard touchdown in the first quarter.
That was like half his points.
That was like half his points, yeah. Quentin Johnson had 15.3 points. I had to start him as my flex because DeAndre Swift was injured. Rams defense, they got 10 points. That's good, respectable. I picked up the Bears kicker Carlos Santos because they faced off against the Bengals. And if you just pick up a kicker who goes up against the Bengals, they're going to score a lot of points because the Bengals defense is so
Honestly,
bad.
that's pretty smart.
No, you got the right logic. Like,
Yeah, I scored 160 points this week against
Wow.
Ryan Proney. I wish I put this up last week against Oliver Henry because last week against Oliver Henry I scored 105 and he scored 135. This week I dropped 160 and Ryan drops like 100. So, it's a little annoying, but it's okay.
I mean, that's kind of the ebbs
Yeah.
and flows of a fantasy football season,
Absolutely,
right? Like,
absolutely.
for example, on my team, I think I had 4 of my 9 starters had bye weeks last week.
Oh wow.
And that's a choice to make, right? Some
Yeah.
people like to avoid, they like to spread it out. I'm a big fan of
Just get it all.
let's take 1 week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's take 1 week.
Exactly.
Let's have the rest of the team available. And I like your logic as well when it comes to defenses and kickers. It's a very situational.
Oh yeah, I rotate my defenses and kickers because obviously it obviously depends on who you're going against. Like because if the defense is going up against like the Bills, then the defense is not going to have a 10+ point game. But if they're going up against the Saints, they're definitely going to have a 10+
Saints are
point
my
game.
favorite team to target.
They get
defense.
so many turnovers.
Spencer Rattler, sorry buddy, no good,
Yeah.
no good.
He just got benched for the 40th overall pick this year, Tyler Schroe, who's 26 years old.
Yeah,
But,
that
and
goes
he
back into.
he didn't have a very good game this week either.
Yeah,
but
but it can also be hard because like the defenses, the rankings change. Like one team can go from best defense all the way down to like the 20th in the league. Just in one
There's a
week.
lot of volatility, right? All it takes
Yeah.
is 1 good week to move
absolutely,
them up the rankings
absolutely,
pretty quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Mr. Sullivan, question for you.
Yes.
So looking back on it, who has been your favorite draft pick, and why have they been your favorite this year?
I think it's pretty hard to argue against Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even take him in the first round. I took him in the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And,
fell. He fell.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about who's the RB1, who's the wide receiver 1, because I mean, those are really the 2 positions that end up defining people's fantasy seasons at really at the end of the road. It's a pretty easy competition for the RB1. It's either CMC or Jonathan Taylor. I'm happy to say that I can possess one of those 2 players on my team
Yeah.
because I think after those 2, the level of what your expectation is kind of drops off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it goes way down.
And I think wide receiver is kind of a similar position because now that Jamar Chase has a halfway decent quarterback, Jake Browning, no shade, Jake Browning, you weren't doing very well and you
No.
were throwing a crazy amount of picks, you had to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bring in a guy like Flacco who can still throw for the crazy amount of passes just with less interceptions. That's going to obviously increase Jamar's production, and we've seen that over the past couple of weeks.
Absolutely. You got 23 targets against the Steelers on Thursday Night Football.
Which is
Like, that's-
insane. And I think targets are the key factor to if a receiver is going to have a big season or not. And I mean, when you look at what other receiver can compete with that number of targets per game, there's only one guy, and it's Puka. So wide receiver 1, in my opinion, is one of those guys. RB1 in my position is one of those guys. I feel grateful that I have at least one of them on my team.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I did not expect Jonathan Taylor to have this year because last year he's been kind of washed since his supposed MVP year that he got stolen on. But yeah. So it's funny to see him doing this well.
You know,
again.
my logic is with that.
What?
It's the quarterback change.
You really think so?
Anthony Richardson. Yes, he's got a crazy arm. He's also known for scrambling just as much as he's known for throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
we think of Daniel Jones as a running quarterback?
No.
I think of him as like,
Yeah.
I'm staying in that
Yeah.
pocket until I die.
Exactly.
Via a sack, right?
Yeah.
That's going to open the doorway for a running back more because they're not going to rely on their quarterback to be able to have those option routes as much. They're going to have to run the ball. And when you have a guy that's as dominant as running, I mean, of course you're going to use them.
Yeah.
If you compare the level of talent Jonathan Taylor brings to that team in comparison to other members of their offense, who would you say is their next most productive offensive member? I mean, maybe Tyler Warren or
Alec-
Pittman, maybe?
Pittman.
Alec
Like,
Pierce, yeah.
yeah, like the point I'm trying to make is
Yeah.
there's a clear drop off in the level of
Exactly.
talent.
Oh, yeah.
So when you transition to a more pocket focused quarterback, that's obviously going to increase the likelihood that Jonathan Taylor's going to have a bounce back year similar to those numbers you alluded to.
Yeah, that's a great analysis on Daniel Jones and opening up the run game. But do you think the Colts are frauds? Because me and AJ had this conversation yesterday.
And you said they are or they're not.
AJ said they are not frauds because the Colts had like 4 turnovers. Daniel Jones had 3 interceptions, 1 fumble.
Their team
They-
together had 6 turnovers,
Yeah.
including the messed up punt they had
okay.
for a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's your logic for fraud.
Yeah, I mean that he's saying that like they're not frauds because like they turn the ball over so many times and they still only lost by 7 points.
Yeah.
But I mean overall frauds. I don't think they're necessarily like frauds, but I don't think they're necessarily as good as the record shows. Like I when it comes to playoff time, like I don't expect them to really go far. Maybe I'm wrong, but like I know we've seen like a resurgence in like bad quarterback play into good quarterback play. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield. Now this year's kind of the Daniel Jones year. But like, I'm sorry, you cannot convince me Daniel Jones was a good quarterback his first 6 years as a New York Giants quarterback.
I
So
feel
you cannot-
like I don't think Daniel Jones was ever a bad quarterback for the Giants. That's my honest take. I think it's more like a
he
result
did.
of
To be fair, he
the
did
whole
have like
team just
he-
kind of like
yeah.
stinking
I
out
mean, they
loud.
did have one of the worst offensive lines.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So-
not going to give quarterback a lot of time to throw. The reason why I'm going to say the Colts are not frauds, solely basing this decision off of the trade deadline the other day. If
Yeah,
those
Sauce
that are
Gardner, yeah.
in the football world would know that Sauce Gardner just got traded.
Yep.
Kind of a hefty price to give up.
2
They gave up
first-round
2 firsts
picks.
and A.D. Mitchell as well, which
Yeah.
actually, fun tidbit of information. There's a clip floating around on the internet somewhere that I'm sure anyone can go and find of Joe Schoen, who's the GM of the
GM,
Giants.
yeah.
And he was actually laughing at the Colts for drafting A.D. Mitchell over, I forget what player it was, maybe like a linebacker or something that they wanted, because they were like, yeah, A.D. Mitchell's just like so not worth the value.
He got drafted
And now they're
early
trading
second
for him,
round,
which is
yeah.
hilarious.
80
So-
Yeah, he got drafted in the early second round out of Texas. He was a great Georgia player. He transferred to Texas. He got drafted early second round, I believe. Yeah, I mean that's actually funny. I've never seen that clip, but
Neither have I.
Go find
I mean,
it.
I'll go
'Cause
find
it is a hilarious watch because now knowing obviously the outcome, but
Yeah.
regardless, let's say that turnovers are a big part of Indianapolis's issues. Obviously, that's an offensive side of the ball issue that they're going to need to take care of. But I think there's validity in the point that they've been able to handle all these turnovers and still win the games, and they've just now added one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL to their roster. So
yeah.
it feels like they're not frauds to me. I think for me,
Yeah.
like a fraudulent team would have to be like their record is like way like a massive disparity with what I think they
Like
are.
the 2020
Like I
Steelers.
agree that I think that maybe their record is better than what they are as a team.
Yeah.
But I don't think the disparity of where I would actually rank them is too far away from what they actually are. If they
Yeah.
were 8-1 like they are, and I said that I think that they should have been like 3-6. That is a fraud to me.
Yeah.
If they're supposedly like a 6-3 instead of an 8-1 ball club, that's not a fraud. They're just getting some of the decisions going their way.
Yeah. Question. Patriots fan, right?
Absolutely, massive.
So, what do you think about their season? And do you think they have some playoff performance that might be good this year? And what do you have to say to people that just say they have an easy schedule?
Well,
Alright.
and also, can I
Yeah.
add on to that?
Sure,
Drake May is getting a lot of MVP clout right now. I just want you to, get
Just
get
touch
some
on
of
that a
yeah,
little
just
bit.
touch on that a little bit. Yeah.
Sure. So I'll address the MVP question first.
Okay.
As far as MVP goes, let's be real, it is a quarterback competition.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Unless like a player has just the most undeniable season ever that just can't be ignored, it's basically a quarterback award.
Yeah.
So then
Yep.
it really comes down to what quarterbacks are performing at a higher level than Drake May. Realistically, there's 2 names that have been kind of like floating in the ether. One of them being Baker Mayfield, who, in my opinion, just the Lions game alone should be enough to be like, this is not the guy. And I think that the upcoming match between the Patriots and Bucks will confirm that Drake's a better candidate for the award. And then I think Mr. Perennial, that's always in the conversation, is Mahomes, is always going to be in the competition.
Exactly.
And in my opinion, it's just my opinion, the record of the Chiefs literally couldn't impact that award less. Like, I think as long as Mahomes plays good and takes care of business,
I agree.
they could have a
with you,
losing
yeah.
record and he could still win MVP.
Yeah.
Now, back to like where I see the Patriots going, and if I think that they can make like a deep playoff run, it solely falls on Drake May and the health of our offensive line.
Yeah.
The amount of time that's increased and the amount of time the quarterback has to throw the ball has been a drastic increase this year, mainly because of a huge addition to that offensive line and Will Campbell from the draft, who I think has proven a lot of its haters wrong. Had one bad game this
Against
past,
Myles Garrett.
Against
Five-
past week.
yeah, that's-
but we're talking about
that-
it's
that's-
Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
Myles
it's
Garrett.
probably.
Who doesn't have a bad
yeah.
game against Myles Garrett? Like
Exactly.
everyone does. So you
Exactly.
can't use that as a barometer
Yeah,
to measure
yeah,
if he's doing
yeah.
a good job or not.
Yeah.
Use the rest of the season as a good
Yeah.
barometer.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots are deep enough. Obviously, running back would be like my biggest concern, and the reason I say that is because Mondre is the fumble king. The guy
Yeah.
loves to lose the
Yeah.
ball.
Also, the Patriots this past week is their first game where they've had a rusher that's rushed for above 50 yards. That's not good. The rush game is very, very limited. It's
Yeah.
probably the worst in the NFL, or at least one of the
It's
worst.
got to be one of the bottom
Yeah.
5 ones, and
Yeah.
it's not that I don't necessarily like believe in Henderson yet, but it seems like the coaching staff doesn't have the level of trust in him that like I want. So the running back game in general, it concerns me. One move I would have liked to see the Patriots make is a player that was like begging to leave his team, and they were only asking for a 3rd-round pick.
Brees
is
Hall.
Brees Hall?
I knew you were
I
gonna
don't
say that,
understand
yeah.
why the Patriots wouldn't go for a move like that, especially after suffering the seasoning injury to Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
I just feel like, what is there to lose in bringing in Brees? Even if it is, I know that his contract expires at the end of the season and that it would maybe be a rental. But this is a team that
Yeah,
can
but-
go and make some motion in the playoffs.
Yeah.
There aren't a ton of other AFC teams
Yeah.
that I look at and I'm afraid of to go
Oh,
play.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, AFC's
So
weak this year.
I wish the Patriots made more of a move. For those reasons, I probably feel like it's maybe not like a Super Bowl year, but I think we could maybe win a playoff game and be like an exciting team in like kind of the
Yeah.
grand scheme of the conversation.
I mean, I agree with the Patriots not wanting to give a 3rd-round pick to a division rival specifically because
Sure.
the New York Jets. But yeah, obviously, I do wish the Patriots would make some moves. But like then again, like when have the Patriots ever made like an impactful move at the trade deadline? Like
Yeah.
like Patriots have never really like been known for that. And I agree with you. Like I don't think this year's like a Super Bowl winning year, but like I think it could definitely be a good year. Like especially playoff performance wise, because the AFC is really really weak compared to the NFC. Like, but yeah, that's
The biggest like argument I have for the 3rd-round pick being worth Brees is that look at who the Patriots have taken with their 3rd-round pick in the last 10 drafts. You couldn't name a single one of these guys. Want to know why? Because they're not good enough for the NFL and then they get cut.
Yeah.
I'm more than okay with giving away one of those draft picks for a guy that actually is a 1st-round talent that can actually help my team move forward, right? If Brees Hall came to the Patriots, he is your undisputed number 1 back moving forward. Better than Mondre, better than what we've at least been able to see from Henderson.
yeah.
I wish the Pats made a move. I really do.
I don't think trading for Brees Hall would be the move because they spent a 2nd-round pick on Travion Henderson, the Ohio State running back. But yeah, like you said, he hasn't really shown much of anything because the coaching staff hasn't really made plays geared towards him specifically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think trading for Brees Hall is the move, but I do agree that they probably should have made a move. But I mean, I wouldn't really know where because I don't think you can make a big enough move and like not lose so much just to like for winning a Super Bowl this year. I just don't think that's in their cards right now. But
I mean, and it's
yeah.
also it's hard to tell how much.
Also, Drake May is
Henderson's
so
worth.
young; he has so many years ahead of him.
Yeah,
So,
but also
yeah.
then
So
that would lead back into my
that-
point of like we need to get players in while he's on his rookie contract
Yeah,
and
'cause-
capitalize on these years. But what were you gonna say,
Exactly.
AJ?
It's hard to tell though, because with Henderson, because he just doesn't get playing time, you don't know really how good he is.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know what his issue is. Maybe if it's a practice thing, because there are clips online of him and his coach having like awkward interactions. And
My opinion of it is that Mike Vrabel is treating the situation the exact same as he's treating Derrick Henry when he entered the league.
yeah,
He was the head coach of the Titans when Derrick Henry entered the league. Even though he was probably the most formidable running back they had, he barely even played his rookie year. Everyone's like, what the heck? Like, we wasted a good pick on this guy that's not going to play. And then, boom, sophomore year, he becomes King Henry. I think we could see something like that happen
yeah.
with
So
with
maybe
Trey Young next
Henderson
season.
could have a breakout year next year.
Yes, 100%. My point is that, I mean, the Pats are 7-2 right now. This is
Yeah.
a team that I want to make better to give myself the best chance for a playoff run, and we didn't do that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's a great analysis. Have you ever won a championship in fantasy?
Have I ever won a championship
Yeah,
in fantasy?
yeah.
Yes, I've won a
Yeah.
championship in all 4 of the leagues that I play in.
Wow.
I'm currently the
Yeah.
holder of 2 of the 4 leagues.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna.
Could have brought my trophies to school today.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
just sitting at my house right now.
Yeah.
Could have
Yeah.
flexed on you. Actually, I probably shouldn't with my team names in the past, but
Yeah.
Okay.
some of
Alright,
them are
that's
good.
Are they
Yeah.
on the trophy?
They're written onto the trophy. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We get like a plaque.
Maybe you could put
Each
like
year
a
we get, like,
piece
one
of
of
those
tape over
plaques.
it or something.
Yeah, maybe I could bring them in. We could filter it into the pod somehow.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty awesome. Let's see. What's your favorite memory of fantasy? Like
that's a
any like
great
last
question.
second win, or
I would
like, any,
say-
or like you getting a player or something.
Just because it's so recent in my memory, I'm going to go with last season. I was able to win my $1,000 league that I play in.
Oh wow.
And the way that I did it was I made a 1-for-1 trade. I traded Deontay Johnson to my friend who traded me Mahomes in return. To give some context, because I know that probably sounds super like lopsided in the moment.
Uh-huh.
To give some context, at that time in the season, the trade was around like week 6 or week 7. Deontay Johnson had just posted his 4th week in a row of getting 20 plus points, and Pat Mahomes had been averaging
Yeah.
8 points per
Yeah.
week up until
Yeah.
that point in the season.
Yeah.
I had an excess of wide receivers where I felt like I could lose Deontay and probably still get by, and my quarterback situation was horrendous because I was running Justin Fields for the opening 4 weeks, and then he got benched,
Yeah.
and so I
Risky,
needed a
risky.
quarterback. And so I made that trade, and then sure enough, just like I expected, Mahomes became Mahomes again, started putting up good quarterback numbers, and Deontay Johnson was traded the following week to the Ravens from the Panthers, and he was benched and didn't play a regular season game for the rest of the whole year.
Wow.
So just for
That
that
is-
reason alone, Mahomes really was like the last kind of piece I needed for my starting lineup to make it formidable for winning a championship.
Yeah.
And I got the ship.
I mean, that's a great trade.
It worked out
honestly.
really well for me.
Yeah.
I'll say this much. My friends and I, we have a veto system in our league where if every single person not involved in the trade agrees that this is not a fair trade, they won't go through with it. I want you guys to know, because I know that you probably heard me say that trade out loud, and you're like, why would they accept Deontay
Yeah.
Johnson for Mahomes? 7 out of the 8 members of my league, the only reason the trade went through is because my commissioner decided it was fair enough. 7 of the 8 other members of my league thought I was getting ripped off.
Wow.
They thought, why would you give away Deontay Johnson for Mahomes? Not, why would you give away Mahomes for Deontay Johnson? So a lot of people thought I was crazy.
And honestly, looking back on it, I don't blame him.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
it's called the vision, boys.
It's
You
the
gotta
vision.
be able to see the bigger picture. Fantasy
Yeah.
football is not a 1 week game. I need
Yeah.
to see the vision for the whole season.
Yeah. AJ, what's your favorite memory for fantasy? I don't think I've asked you that yet.
I don't know. I have to say, there's not many, just because I usually suck at fantasy. I don't know.
That's
Maybe this is an
unfortunate.
up year for you, though.
Yeah.
Maybe we're forging our favorite memory currently right now.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then,
Yeah.
I wouldn't count any of the family ones because, like you said earlier, picked Tom Brady in the first round.
Yeah, it's
My,
kind
Yeah.
of tough.
my mom picked, I think, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, and then Josh Allen. All
Yeah,
three.
okay,
So.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my favorite memory probably would be punishments. Because
Yeah.
last year, someone got a dog cage punishment. If you
Yeah,
don't,
That's-
if you don't know what
that's when
that
you,
is,
like lock
know
someone
what
in.
get
Yeah.
trapped in a dog
Mhm, yeah.
cage.
For all the listeners that might
Yeah.
not know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for all the listeners that don't know, you basically get put into a dog cage, the door gets locked, and you can pour whatever liquid, whatever substance, as long as it's not deadly or harmful, it will get poured on you. So
Yeah.
you smell like a dead dog. It's disgusting. Like it's awful. But yeah, I was crying laughing by the end of it. So
My
Yeah,
league,
that's-
we did, the loser had to run a half marathon. And the half marathon involved them running to different members of my friends' houses.
Yeah.
So the kid that lost our league lives in Cambridge right now.
okay,
He took the train to Quincy, started at my house, and then ran to all the other members of, because thankfully all my friends are from Weymouth, my town I grew up in. They'll run to each person's house. They have to stop and like dap them up on the way to prove that they made it there. And then we had them track it on Strava so they could post their half marathon at the end of it.
nice.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. My favorite memory of fantasy. I won it all last year, so that's probably my favorite memory. But also in week 1 of last year, I was facing off against Oliver Henry. I was down by like 20 points. The only guy I had left was Jake Moody, who was
The kicker.
the Michigan guy. Kicker for the 49ers. He got 26 points.
Isn't that so
And,
awesome?
and yeah, it was so awesome.
You go to
Kickers
sleep
have-
thinking one thing, you wake up and you're like, no way.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
had a,
the
like I
waking
think
up
I think
and
I think
seeing
it was a
best
99% chance that I'd lose, and I won week 1 and against Oliver, and then Oliver came back the next day. He was pretty upset. Yeah, the final score was like 138 to 132, and like it was pretty awesome. It was definitely pretty awesome.
A few weeks ago, I lost to my buddy 142 to 140. I was up by 25 points going into Monday Night Football, and he only had JSN left, and JSN got 26.3.
I mean, honestly, that's not
Yeah.
even that crazy.
You know what? I knew
he's
going to bed that there was a
playing-
chance,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I just was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust the percentages right now.
Yeah.
So I got like an 82% chance.
Yeah.
Not enough. Not
JSN's
enough.
playing like the best receiver in the NFL right now.
Statistically, he is
Yeah.
the best receiver
Yeah,
in the NFL.
yeah,
He's got the
yeah.
most receiving yards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said that he was gonna have a big year in fantasy, and yeah, he's
Good shout.
He's definitely playing like the best quarterback. Also for your Kenneth Walker, Kenneth Walker had a bad night on Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football. Because Sam Darnold threw 4 touchdowns in the first half, and Sam Darnold's one of these resurgent quarterbacks
For
that
sure he
we're
is.
talking about. On the Seahawks, like honestly, like I did not expect them to be this good. Like after the Jets, like I mean, I don't think anybody did, but like I'm not afraid to admit, like I thought Sam Darnold was like pretty much done after the Jets. And honestly, on the Vikings, he had a great year. Obviously, those last 2 games were very, very disappointing. He got sacked like 7 times against the Rams,
Yeah.
and so had that horrible game against the Lions where he just couldn't even read the defense. Like when players were wide open, he wouldn't hit them, or like you get really nervous. And I thought after that he like kind of fizzle out, but so far, I mean. He's playing. He does have JSN to help, but like.
And they just traded for Rashid Shaheed as well,
Yeah.
which will be a big
Yeah.
addition because if you look at their receiving core from that game that you're referring to, after JSN, you wouldn't recognize a single other receiver name on that lineup. So
Yeah.
nice to get another
But,
guy in there.
They do have Cooper Kupp.
Cooper
but-
Kupp was hurt, but
yeah, I know he's hurt, but I'm just saying Cooper Kupp. Also, Cooper Kupp is such a weird play because he had the greatest wide receiver season of all time. I think like the greatest, like number 1.
statistically, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Super
That
Bowl
was the
MVP.
Super Bowl
Yeah,
year,
Super Bowl
right?
MVP,
Yeah.
and then now he's just like not even good.
He's just old.
He's just old.
He's just
like
an old
it's-
man.
like
He's past the prime.
yeah.
We're talking about an Eastern Washington college grad. I mean, did we even expect him to ever be this good? No.
No.
I think we're
Yeah.
happy with Cooper Kupp production. At
Steve
this point.
Smith did.
Yeah.
Steve Smith said that Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in the draft.
Really?
Yeah, in 20. He said Kupp's he's like, there's no route he can't run.
Guy
stuff
knows
like that.
ball.
Yes, I mean he was a wide receiver, so he probably knows a little bit about wide receiver evaluation. So, yeah.
So, any more questions for Mr. Sullivan, Connor?
I mean, I don't really have any more questions. No.
All right, I think we're good.
Guys,
Yeah.
it was a pleasure. Thank
It
you
was-
for
Thank
having
you
me
for
on.
joining us.
Absolute
great.
pleasure. Yeah.
I'll try and bring the trophies for all the viewers.
Okay.
All right.
So thank you everybody for watching. Now you're going to go into our segment that re-recorded yesterday, talking about the NFL football games. That's why we'll be wearing different clothes and Mr. Sullivan won't be here. So thank you, Mr. Sullivan, once again.
Of course.
Thank you everybody for watching. Oh wait, actually we're still going. So thank you everybody. Continue watching.